What could you tell us about being a Jew in Berlin these days?
Being a Jew in Berlin these days is no different than being a Jew in anywhere else in Europe. But you have to look at a perspective from the Jew himself. It all depends with what kind of perspective on life you come. If you are so to speak, imbued with the feelings of our history, we don't have to go into it, the Shoah, if you are yourself a survivor, then you naturally feel what happened, so you cannot go away without thinking about it. And not only can't you get away from it, there are so many things which remind you of what happened in our past, and the past is, if you live with it, is always with you. Then it's one thing. If you come as a young person who is detached from the Jewish people, detached from Jewish thinking, you're also detached from Jewish feelings, and therefore you will find a lot of people who come around and say they're gaga, they like you there. And they're from all backgrounds, from every part of the world, Israelis or Americans. And you have others who come and feel the same thing. So that's basically what you bring with you is what you feel.
So would you say one of the main things you deal with today, you, other rabbis and educators, is the issue of assimilation much more than anti-Semitism?
The issue of assimilation is a permanent issue, and the issue of anti-Semitism is a permanent issue. They will always be there. The question is, to what extent do you have to devote your energies to this or the other? It's preferable to devote your energies to the issue of assimilation than to anti-Semitism, because one is really fighting negative things, and the other one is fighting a positive battle for the continuation and the enjoyment of Jewish life. The issue of strong preservation in itself has a negative connotation. It implies it might become extinguished or whatever. I have a feeling that Judaism will always be here. We shouldn't worry about its continuity. The question is to what extent, what depth, and with what zeal we're going to practice Judaism.
How about promoting immigration to Israel? Is that something you also do, or that's on a lower priority?
Not a lower or higher priority. It's part of the daily life. If you develop a strong attitude to Judaism, inevitably you have to develop a strong attitude to Israel. If you have a strong attitude to Israel, you immediately have a kind of cohesive relationship and you integrate with Israel.